No.
The boys were called edgy. Told they'd never make it past 5 episodes. Here those podcast jerks are. Back for season 2. The Boys in the Woods podcast. The show your mother warned you about and that your dad was hiding in the basement listening to. Get ready for the Boys in the Woods podcast.
Ooh, I just realized, Charles, we could unmute the mic and we could have talked over that. Boys in the Woods podcast. Yeah, we could have. I didn't realize that. Welcome back, everybody.
That's fine. There's a
Charles
lot of things
is
that
back
happen.
here. And guess who's joining us today, Charles? Look down here. We got Paul and Mike from the Heat Check podcast and the champion of shorts, Paul.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Wow. How has life been for y'all?
I'm a year older.
He had a birthday since we seen him.
Yeah, I had a birthday, turned 37.
Happy birthday to you.
I got me a new addition to the Bears organization of memorabilia. So this starts the downfall of my money.
And Charles also has one.
Yeah.
Charles has his own.
The day that I get a custom pot, my wife, I'm telling you,
you won't be able to tell me shit.
Not a thing thought.
Charles, where did you get the custom one? Because I feel like all four of us need.
Yeah, the wife hooked me up for Valentine's Day. That was
we will have to touch base.
Yeah. You go to Funko.com. Go to just Funko.com and you create a custom Funko.
We already have one.
Yeah. And this one's holding a game controller and a microphone.
I love it.
Pretty legit.
Yeah, it was super legit. I'm super happy for you, man. I'm super happy for you.
I feel old. Oh, and I got this little gem here. One day, it'll have another year on there before I die.
Well, listen, way better than being a Vikings fan.
I was gonna say you could be a Detroit Lions fan and have,
but I have one. I have one.
That's what I'm saying.
But they're not.
When they went,
we're not.
The Boys in the Woods are not Detroit Lions fans. Let's get this straight. The boys are not Detroit Lions fans. They're Packers fans.
Charles is talking over it because he doesn't want to hear it.
Yes, they are Packers fans. They're not Lions fans.
Have you been following any of the Lions socials? They are still not doing okay. They are still not doing okay.
They never do okay. They never let anything go.
Dude, they've been doing what ifs the entire Super Bowl. They were posting what ifs about, if this was the Lions playing the Chiefs, the first quarter could have gone this way for the Lions.
AJ Brown came out and said that they'd be up 35-0 on this team. Wasn't it AJ Brown?
No, absolutely not. AJ Brown deleted everything except Instagram.
Was it Antonio Brown? Was he high on the sauce?
It maybe. I don't know. But AJ Brown,
you're telling me somebody was parody account?
But that's probably what it was.
Yeah, there's a guy who hacked AJ Brown's old Twitter account.
Dude, that's even better.
And he offered to give it back to AJ for an autographed jersey. I was like, the fucking balls on you, bro.
I'm like, listen. It's better. Listen, what is it? It's better to ask for forgiveness and permission.
Yep. Hey, man, listen, I'm sorry. I'll give it back to you.
He shot his shot. It didn't work, but
or this, And now that we're talking about socials real quick, it turns out a few Eagles players had some interesting things to say. Mike, why don't you tell the listeners about that?
Yes.
Ballsy stuff over here.
Mr. Fletcher Cox.
Please don't sugarcoat this either.
You better say it the way he said it.
I might have.
Hold on. For listeners, make sure to cover your ears for moments. What you're about to hear shall be considered explicit, but understand that it was an eclectic force that brought this upon in a comedic, informative way.
Yes.
The first thing he said, Fletcher Cox, being a 10-year veteran defensive lineman, Super Bowl champion with the Philadelphia Eagles, said at 19 problems, which is little mini Debo, keep the Eagles' name out your mouth, Bo. Keep our name out your mouth.
But what about that other text message?
The other text he said was, I still got something you ain't got. Yep. I've been holding this one in, son. Eat a dick.
Boom! Shots fired.
Do we know of any reply yet from Mr. Debo Samuel.
No, not
I
at all.
put a paycheck. He doesn't reply back anytime soon.
No.
That is smoke that Debo does not want. Fletch.
How long did it take Debo to reply to the last scenario?
Probably instantly.
Yeah.
It was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With CJ Gardner-Johnson, yeah, he was right on it.
Yeah.
It's been since the day of the Super Bowl, and Debo hasn't said shit to Fletch.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk. It's hard to stand on something when you got nothing to show.
You got
No.
no show. You should have made it out of Green Bay. If we're being honest, they should have lost to Green
You're
Bay.
completely
They barely made it out of San Francisco with Detroit.
Detroit should have handled business. Yes, absolutely.
The fact that they struggled against two NFC North teams in the same year.
I mean,
that tells you everything.
I think the most frustrating thing is the egg the Dallas Cowboys laid. If the Dallas Cowboys would have showed up, I know not everybody here wants to hear this, but if the Dallas Cowboys would have actually showed up, if they would have came to the table with a set of cards that was worth playing, not 21 Savage to Aiden Ross type cards
bluffing.
like they attempted to play, right? But what I'm talking about
on
is
fire.
they came to play for the paycheck, not tired fucking legs. Weird ass podcast, mother trucker.
That shit is, I could not believe a veteran defensive player came out and said, we were tired.
From a long season?
Hold on. This is what's crazy to me, right? So look, the Eagles, we all know, flamed out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But the Eagles last season played game one of the preseason up until the Super Bowl. You don't think they're exhausted?
Right.
Then come into the season. Yes, we flame out at the end.
Yeah.
And we lose the same round that you lose. But you know what? Not one of a player of the Eagles said. They never said, oh, we lost because we were tired.
Right.
My thing is, everybody's playing 17 games every year. Whether you get a winning record or not, everybody's playing the same amount of games every year. There's no getting past that. You've been in the league almost a whole decade. You are a defensive captain of one of the most top defensive teams on paper since you've basically been on the team.
Yeah.
How on God's green earth, as a veteran of this game, would you let that come out of your mouth at a press conference?
Yo,
it sounds like they're approaching their off time terribly.
Yes.
Like
they're not prioritizing their off time correctly.
Did you guys not hear the Super Bowl excuse? Did you know?
Well, we didn't know the overtime rules. I'm like, what do you mean?
Overtime rules?
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that soon. We're definitely.
But as Lawrence, as him being a veteran of the team,
great topic.
As a defensive captain, you got voted by your players as a leader of this team, and that's what you tell people.
I can't blame the head coach.
Is that loser's mentality? Is that a loser's mentality?
It's a
complacent mentality.
It's a let me find an excuse mentality. It's like
I'm a comfortable loser.
That you can tell there is no accountability in that locker room.
Yeah.
Oh,
the Dallas Cowboys are comfortable losers.
You could have found a different way to put it out, though. Other than saying
100%.
You could have found a different way.
This is what he could have said. If he would have said, you know what, it was a long season.
Which they are hiring Mike Zimmer as a defensive coordinator.
We just couldn't find a way to get it done. That's on us as players. We will be better next year.
We ran out of gas. You can just say
I think the Dallas Cowboys upgraded.
But the fact that you want to put that it was a long season,
you can't say that.
Throw some defense down.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see how Mike Zimmer carries this defense because when he was in Minnesota,
it sounds like Mike Zimmer needs to get in there and deal with this off time. Sounds like he needs to create schedules for these young men.
Everybody's doing up downs.
Yeah, burpees.
Y'all. That is the most ridiculous excuse I've ever heard in my life for the reason why you lost the game.
The only one second to, we'll jump right into Pat's topic. The only one second to that, maybe,
and all in the same year.
Hold my beer is
2023 season.
This rule was established not this season, last season. This just happens to be the first time we get into an overtime since.
Oh yeah, that's.
Well, come on though, come on.
So this wasn't new.
You can't, and that's the other thing. These are not
new.
Yep.
These are not
learned from the Buffalo game.
Exactly, dude. This is what kills me too. These are not rookie or second year guys.
Oh, absolutely not. There's
Kyle Juszczyk has been in the league at least 5 years.
We're talking you need to fire the entire analytical staff from the 49ers because this is a moment that Patrick has brought into light a few times. And the moment it happened, the moment I heard Shanahan start talking, I was laughing. I said, bro, you got lost in the analytics. You were thinking about the third possession in overtime? What the fuck?
He's trying,
dude.
he was trying,
Mahomes.
he was trying to play 4D chess while the Chiefs were playing simple old school checkers and said, okay, you think you're smarter than us. I'm going to run the same play we ran on the Eagles last year to tie the game up.
Yeah.
It was literally the exact same. Patty Mahomes rolled out, threw to the flat, in. That's it.
I mean, it was a beautiful play. They call it corn dog.
It was perfect.
The motion on it is motion is what created that play. Something we talk about often. Y'all talk about it too. The motion, that's what you need in offenses to throw defenses off balance.
San Francisco
motion is super important.
They stopped using theirs.
Yeah. Absolutely. They did.
That's why they stopped. That's why they stopped moving the ball. They had guys going all over the place. And then here's the thing. I think, Mike, you'll agree with me on this one, and Paul will. Charles might be like, that's a hypothetical. It's a hypothetical. But here's the thing. I believe that Purdy is mobile enough. I'm not going to say he is mobile, but we did see him get away for about 8-9 yards.
He can get to 48 in the big game with Detroit.
9 times out of 10, Chris Jones is running his ass down, but we're saying he can get to the outside. Had they rolled him out a few times with juice check, like you said, and gave him even an opportunity to hit Ayuk or even a wounded freaking duck. But Juwan Jennings was freaking unbelievable in the Super Bowl. Let's just be honest. That dude should have won MVP even if they lost. What he
Jennings came in clutch.
Absolutely.
They had their big players seem to choke in the spotlight. Kittle was
a shell of himself.
Absent.
For sure.
Debo was hurt and then came back, but still only had 3 yards a reception, 11 receptions for 33 yards. I only know that because I'm bitter about Debo yapping his fucking mouth about the Eagles. But then not only that, CMC, and this is why I love ball don't lie, man. Ball don't fucking lie. 49ers fans last year, Jalen fumbled the Super Bowl away. Hey, that superstar you guys just paid $100 million to, what did he do? Oh, he fumbled the Super Bowl away for y'all.
Let's actually, I'd like to bring something to the table here.
Okay.
And I think that it's more about just the writing on the wall. Shanahan has now blown his third double-digit Super Bowl lead. And if you look at it as an OC or a head coach, all 3 of those games are played the exact same way, but with different players. The second half of that football game was coached terribly on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Yeah. You can give out participation trophies all you want. You can try and blame an 84% overall rookie kicker who had 123 points this year, top 10 in the league or top 12 in the league. His goddamn point after percentage was like 98 or 94%.
No, it was 100%. That was the only one he's ever missed.
Okay, well, so when I was looking at his season stat at the end of it, that's what caught me up. But it was 100%. You can blame the kicker all you want. The writing on the wall is Shanahan cannot get it done. He has not got it done, and 3 for 3 did not get it done.
This might have been his best team. Think about it.
Overall,
Young was eating yesterday. Chase Young
was crazy seeing him go off.
Especially after everybody said that he disappeared over the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, this man's just everywhere.
I think they called his ass out in the locker room.
They had to have. They had to have. Chase,
you saw Bosa's reaction when they first asked. Are you excited to be with him?
I just, dude, this thing, Kyle Shanahan is proving that, look, when people figure out what you're doing, it ain't that fucking difficult, right? No. Shanahan, this is what these 3 losses tell me. In the first half, you can catch people off guard and destroy confidence.
That first drive, for sure.
But as soon as they figure you out, you turn into a high school coach. Like you're not running at all. You didn't run with CMC at all. You didn't run any motion.
They had 9 first down plays, and 8 of them were drop back passes.
This is my biggest issue with them. One, CMC was eating. Like he was eating passing in the receiving game and in the rushing game. The man had 80 on each side.
Yeah.
Why are you not doing what's working? And I'm not saying to not pass the ball. That's not what I'm saying. I know CMC is not the only target on the field, but Kittle was a ghost. Debo was in and out from his shoulder or whatever the hell he was. Yeah. But you still had Jennings and Ayuki. But you got CMC, who is your bread and butter offensively.
Yeah.
That he's going to truck. And it's like, how do you go away? It's like you had a 10-3 or 13-3 lead in the halftime.
Yeah.
And so you have a 10-point lead going into the halftime. You already know that Patrick Mahomes balls out every second half, regardless. It's almost written on the walls. Why are you not defensively making adjustments to make sure that whatever worked in the first half carries over into the second half and then just step it up?
There's a meme out
on their neck.
There's a meme out there when there's 2 minutes left and Patrick Mahomes is chewing on his
mouthpiece,
and there's 2 minutes left. It's over for you. It's over.
Yeah. When he said a minute and 53 seconds, I was like, I looked at my homeboy. I was like, "There's too much time on the clock."
I hate when he does this though.
He's signaling his different plays or whatever he's doing.
Too much time.
Let me ask.
I'm glad you brought that up because arguably, we'll get right back to that, Mike. Arguably, the 49ers lost on the last play of the game to the best quarterback playing in the NFL right now. The players on the field did everything right. There was mistakes on Kansas City. There was turnovers. Hell, Patrick Mahomes threw an interception. You don't see that.
You flat out didn't execute.
Brock Purdy played better than every other quarterback this postseason against that Kansas City defense. And I believe I would stretch that into the regular season as well. Brock Purdy outperformed every other quarterback that played against Kansas City. They did well enough. Their coaching staff let them down.
Yeah, no, let me ask you guys this question. I think I completely agree with what you're saying. It is definitely the coaching staff's fault. So what is the biggest ballsiest call in a Super Bowl that worked that you guys can remember? Like this, when it worked, you were like, "Oh, that's fucking genius shit." Like
in Super Bowl or just period?
In the Super Bowl.
The only play that comes to mind is one that didn't work. I think the ballsiest call of all time was Pete Carroll not running the ball with Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, I was gonna say the Philly special.
I knew what you was gonna say.
I knew.
So and let me ask.
I'm thinking of
So
it's the only play coming to mind.
So the Philly special. Let's look at the Philly special. Right, that's a risk on a 4th and 1 that paid off, and it goes down as one of the coolest plays in Super Bowl history. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That decision is a risk worth taking because it's aggressive. The decision that Kyle Shanahan is made in overtime is going to go down as the stupidest mistake a coach has ever made in the history of football, period.
I just don't understand how the same people who dog Mike McCarthy for not being able to coach the analytics of the game haven't jumped on Shanahan yet.
I got a ballsy play.
Yeah.
The Saints kicking an onside kick in the second half to start the second half.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Indianapolis. That
Sean
right
Payton's
there.
ridiculous ass.
That right there is ballsy as hell.
You know, the Saints are
and for it to have worked,
are undefeated in the Super Bowl with at least one appearance. It's crazy. Yeah.
That's my ballsy play.
That's insane.
I will never understand. I wasn't watching most of the game after the first half because I didn't give a shit. But I came in. I came in when overtime hit. I was like, okay, this is gonna be. If they do this right, the Niners legit have a chance to win this game. And then I saw him take the ball first. I was like, what the fuck is he thinking? Why? You cannot tell me after the entire fucking bullshit massacre in the media that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills made about getting the ball back after Pat scored. You're telling me you don't remember that and you forgot the rules.
Cap.
That's what I say. Fire your analytical team. You had way too many Chiefs and not enough Indians in that room.
It's so crazy to me.
I think for you to base your decision off of the analytical chance of receiving the ball one more time in the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes, y'all got to be on drugs. You brought way too much from California. You didn't use enough in Las Vegas.
No way on this earth that I live on for the last 37 years. If I'm playing Patrick Mahomes, you get the ball first.
You get the ball first. Why didn't you give him an extra down?
Because if we stop you, that means all I got to do is score a field goal, and it's over.
Yeah. And
their defense.
Opportunity.
Their
I'm
defense.
So glad that Pat brought it up a few episodes ago. It's an analytical problem.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
If Shanahan comes out and fires his entire analytical staff, I believe you hear nothing at all about what just happened moving into this season. But just like Lamar Jackson, playoff Shanahan is going to show up and he's going to let you down.
I think we're going to hear crickets about the analyticals side of the whole thing. Though I think
somebody got to go.
This is the thing, right? Spagnuolo last night showed you if an offense is getting predictable, eat them up, eat them the fuck up. They're deep. Oh, and Trent McDuffie, that play that Trent McDuffie made on deep. Oh my God, it's literally I can watch. I'm a really big fan of like defensive lines and sacks and stuff like that. But that play by Trent McDuffie, where he's in Debo's hip pocket, there's no interference because Debo's hand fighting with him too, and he turns back and smacks that for a rookie.
Well, Chris Jones arguably interrupted / destroyed 3 touchdown opportunities for the San Francisco 49ers. How he didn't get the Super Bowl MVP blows my mind. That dude should have been doing the I'm going to Disneyland commercial. I'm telling you
why. We know why.
It's a quarterback award. Absolutely. It's the same. It's the same thing when Tom Brady won and gave all of the rewards except the title to James White there, the running back. Yeah.
I think the MVP has gone to the wide receiver quite a few times as well.
It's gone to a couple of
majority
running
QB though, and it's gotten a few defensive players have gotten it as well. It's not unheard of for a defensive player to get it.
And actually, before I segue into, it was a perfect moment to segue to, because I would like to ask, if not Chris Jones, arguably, what do you have to do? 3 interceptions, one of them being a pick 6 and a punt return. Are we going to get Desmond Howard or Charles Woodson or Devin Hester out there every damn time to get one? Is that what we need?
I think the problem is, Charles, had they dominated that game, you might have gave it to him for MVP, but they won by in overtime.
I do feel like it was a defensive game for about 51 minutes.
I would say that 2 to 3 quarters is definitely just defensive. The last quarter and then overtime was straight up like, what are we doing?
Mahomes got put on his ass quite a few times too, so you can't just say that Chris Jones is the only one disrupting.
Chase Young
get as many pass interference.
No, I was just picking from the winning team. Had I picked from, if the 49ers won, I would have probably in this conversation.
Technically, there's no rule that says the MVP has to go to the winning team.
No,
that's true. But
I've never seen it go to a loser.
I don't think anybody on that field outperformed Jennings. Not a in person.
You're probably right. Before we move on, I pulled something up today that I want to. This is straight numbers. Charles, you're a number guy.
Yeah.
So you'll appreciate this. This is for people who saying Brock Purdy is a top 5 quarterback in the league. Fuck you. Listen to these numbers.
Father God.
Super Bowl last night. Brock Purdy's completion percentage 61%.
Yeah.
256 passing yards, 12 rushing yards, 1 total TD, 89.3 rating. Some of the comments from the media after that Super Bowl performance, the loss wasn't his fault. He proved he's a franchise quarterback. Yeah. Oh, he balled out. He proved the haters wrong. Let's go back a year. Last year's Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts, 71% completion rating, 304 passing yards, 70 rushing yards, 4 total touchdowns, 103.4 rating. These are the comments that got made by some people in the media after that. Jalen cost his team the game. He's only a tush-push merchant, and he's a poor excuse for a quarterback, more like a running back. All I want to say is if you think Brock Purdy is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, just tell me you don't know ball without telling me you don't know ball, period.
Didn't Jalen Hurts have a pretty significant fumble in that Super Bowl?
He did. But guess who outplayed? Ask Patrick Mahomes who played a better Super Bowl than
Kansas City's defense this year was better than it was last year.
No.
They're the number 2 scoring defense in the league.
Look, I'm not
Brock Purdy, and as I did mention, I'm not saying Brock Purdy is better than Jalen. I don't disagree with you, but Brock Purdy this year played better than any other quarterback against that Kansas City defense.
I'm not taking away that Brock Purdy is a starting quarterback in the league, right? Like he's proved himself enough to be
statistically, he was a top 5 quarterback this year.
Absolutely.
The number 1 in most of those number 1 in most of those statistics.
Played the best against them in the playoffs because I'm pretty sure when they played Denver, they got the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah. So this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say about that.
Let's cook that game.
Brock Purdy gets a lot of respect from me for the way he handled the ass whooping.
Oh man, I think arguably you need to blame your own media. Philadelphia media is fucking terrible,
bro.
They're cutthroat.
If you look at any Philadelphia fans,
we're talking about hippies in California for the most part.
Just so you know, Mike.
Yeah.
Paul, we're gonna have you guys on, and we're calling into the fan.
Okay.
He loves it because he's gonna be able to speak. We're just gonna sit there and go.
Yeah. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Look, there's a saying on every Eagles page that I'm in, right?
Yeah.
Nobody hates Eagles players more than the Eagles media, and nobody hates the Eagles media more than the Eagles fans.
Y'all are a bunch of douchebags when it comes to other. And this is the most respectful. And I love you, Mike. I really do. But Philly fans, especially when you're in Philadelphia, you motherfuckers are insane. Like it's ridiculous how much I'm like, you fuckers know I will kick you in your nuts in public and go to jail happy.
Oh my goodness.
You have to understand sports. You're from Chicago. You get, man.
I get it.
You went through a drought.
Y'all's level of disrespect is different.
This is the thing, right? But we're also the ones who get disrespected the most. When teams come to Philly, they want to go up and play and put their little gay flags on the fucking Rocky statue. You want to run the art museum steps. You want to come and be disrespectful at the link. Okay,
and
so this was going to happen.
Hates Green Bay with a passion. I hate Green Bay, but listen, I'd rather go chill up there in the Bears jersey than go to fucking Philly because I feel like I'm not gonna make it back.
We're kind up here. You leave us out of this.
I was about to
we'll give you some cheese and everything, man.
I was gonna say if you probably go up there, even in a Bears jersey, they'll probably tailgate with you with some bratwurst and everything.
But you
I don't know. The Bears are the one team that I've ever been to a game, and I do remember there being a few brawls. The Minnesota ones are pretty bad too.
No,
the Detroit ones are pretty bad too.
If Green Bay comes to Chicago, it's not gonna happen. Don't talk to me.
They just don't talk to each other.
Yeah,
and they just point and laugh.
I think to wrap this up real quick, then we'll jump into we're going to talk about the NFL honors shortly, and then bounce into the NBA and do a couple other things. But I think the Philadelphia Eagles' biggest problem this year, Mike, was no accountability in the beginning, which led to terrible chemistry towards the end. I think if the leaders in the beginning of that locker room would have stood accountable instead of playing the participation trophy game, which is what we received, I think the chemistry would have been better. You were trying to put Band-Aids on a flood that wasn't there.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Yeah. Well, both of you. Do you believe that Sirianni had the respect of the coaching staff, or did he? Because we know he has the respect of the fans. Like the fans support him; they have supported him.
Yeah.
Does he have the respect of the coaching staff? Is maybe that why the defense was?
So from all the Philly media that I watch and all the Eagles official stuff, Sean Desai, the defensive coordinator, about week 6 lost the locker room. Hassan Reddick. Who is your
Green Bay as well?
Hassan Reddick, who is your unquestioned leader on that defense? Thumbs up. Jalen Carter, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham all moved their lockers so they wouldn't ever have to speak to Sean Desai. They never ever went and spoke to him. They used their position coaches. He lost the locker room halfway through the season. That's why. Because here's the problem: we had. Denard Robinson was our defensive backs coach last year. He coached for the Ravens this year. Beastly ass defensive backs room, right? What happened was when Sean Desai got hired, and I don't know this officially, this is just the Eagles.
The only Denard Robinson I know played for Michigan as a quarterback.
Yeah, and wasn't he the running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Is this the same Denard Robinson?
It can't be him.
Is it
can't
Shoelaces? I'm just saying it's the only Denard Robinson I know.
He knows his team, but the three of us are like, who the fuck is this guy?
Hey, that can't be that same guy.
Hold on.
I'm just saying.
If
he was
is,
a quarterback of
that's
Michigan, got drafted in the NBA, and got transitioned into a
Mike
running back.
through all of our minds if that really is Denard Robinson.
I'm going to be. Ain't no way that's the same cat.
Shoelace is your DB coach. Serious?
Ain't no way.
Shoelace, a DB coach, though.
Who the hell is? What's this guy's name?
Let me look this up.
You guys should have been running so goddamn fast. You should have been robbing freaking Reebok stores
without shoelaces.
Yeah, without shoelaces. You should have been picking off everything. He would have told you how to do it.
No, he's that Denard Robinson from Michigan. He's the assistant director of player personnel in Michigan, University of Michigan. So it's not the same cat.
I know where
it's not the same cat. Because I'm like, ain't no damn way.
Are you messing with me right now? You're messing with me.
No.
Denard Wilson, my bad. My bad. Denard Wilson.
I was like, wait a
But
minute.
look, Denard Wilson. All I'm saying is, look, he was supposed to interview for the defensive coordinator position. Because if you remember, 2 years ago, our DB room was solid. Both players got elected to the All-Pro, all of that. Sean Desai came in as a defensive coordinator and told Wilson that he was gone. You're done. We don't need you here. Like, my scheme doesn't fit you. Essentially disrespected him, sent him to the Ravens. Hassan Reddick has a personal relationship with Wilson. Obviously, it soured him, and the locker room just didn't fuck with Desai towards most of the season. I don't know how this. I like the Fangio hire. Anyways, we can talk about this more in a minute, but I like the Fangio hire. We're in a weird position for the Eagles defense right now.
Sounds like you need a good babysitter.
Dick would be a good babysitter.
Yeah, I
like what he's done. First
the NFL's
career
a
in the
business.
NFL.
You should be happy your dude got a job.
Yeah,
New defensive coordinators come in, schemes don't fit.
Hey, just think about this. If Joe Barry could find a job that fast.
Yeah, he's down to Miami now, isn't he?
It can't be that bad in the NFL, right? Miami just got fucking worse defensively.
Yeah, Joe Barry's down to Miami. It's crazy.
He got a job with the Raiders. That's going to be freaking weird.
What if somehow, some way,
Devontae Adams loves that, by the way.
If Joe Barry has a top 10 defense next year, I'll buy. We'll do something crazy. We got to have some kind of crazy bet going on.
If Miami's defense is better next year than it was this year, yes, I agree. We'll do something
wild. We'll go down to Miami.
Joe Barry went to Miami? That's where he went?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It is funny.
Oh,
you got to be like,
Miami's defense is probably going to lose a couple of pieces this year.
Oh, he's going to lose that locker within about 6 weeks of the season, like you said.
Yeah.
You think so?
I guess he's a coach's coach. He's not a player's coach, because that's what he was. He was LaFleur's buddy. And I just don't think coaching hires like that work out very well. And we're going to find out real quick with Harbaugh hiring all of his fucking friends. So,
well, LaFleur did it again, though. Our new DC is another one of his buddies from Boston College. They're good.
Yeah,
ones.
but at least he came from college, and does he not have any NFL experience whatsoever? It's all college, correct?
I think so.
We'll segue to college here real quick too, because I'm super excited about watching Ohio State lose this year. Wherever they lose, I don't give a fuck.
I'm just running that offense.
I'm just laughing. Do you see
all the pressure's on them?
They're so hurt. They're so hurt. I mean, they've spent so much money to
$16.3 million now.
How much is it?
$16.3 million.
$16.3 million. They're spending $16.3 million on college athletes, just picking them out of the portal.
What's his face? His Twitter page is keeping track of it. I'm like, you're a college coach. What are you doing keeping track of another team's NIL money? Like, the dude is a nutcase. I love him, but he's a nutcase.
And now you went and picked up Chip Kelly. You could have Chip Kelly on the sideline.
I don't know how this is going to work for them.
I can't believe Chip Kelly, knowing what I know about that dude, took a demotion.
That has more to do with college football being what it is with no regulation.
He must be getting stupid money.
But this is the thing, isn't UCLA going to
Bill
ACC?
O'Brien left to go get stupid money.
I
from
believe
BC. So
this is the thing, UCLA is going to the ACC. So it makes no sense to me. You go from the Pac-12, which is already just dog water.
Oh no, the UCLA is going to the Big Ten.
Is it Big Ten?
Yeah.
What? I don't.
Isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. Either way, they're not in the Pac-12. But let's say they go to the Big Ten.
Maybe it is.
I feel like he pulled a Lincoln Riley type deal. He left Oklahoma because he knew that they were going to SEC, which was going to be harder than the Big 12. But then you go to the Pac-12, and now USC is going to Big Ten. USC is going to Big Ten, which is got harder schools than the Pac-12 did, or even the Big 12, respectfully.
Well, and Washington's well apart.
Oh yeah, Washington's going to be a shell of what they were last season.
So I see why he left. It's almost like he ran from it's like, hey, let me go hide under another coach, and that way, if Ohio State sucks, it's not completely on me.
Well, it's not his fault. Yeah,
it just feels like Ohio State is prepping Ryan's replacement,
and they better not be Chip Kelly.
Teams have figured out Chip Kelly's offense. So what is he gonna change? That
this is the thing. This is what kills me about guys like Chip Kelly and these guys who swear by analytics and predictive stats and all these other shit, right?
I pour it down every fucking time.
It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous because people who like Steve Spagnuolo, who are old school football, punch you in the mouth type of defensive coordinators, are going to look at your offense and say, okay, when he motions, this is what they do. Their guard's going to pull. Their center's going to pull. They're going to figure out.
Especially if players tell all the time.
Exactly. You're going to figure out in about a quarter and a half, okay, this is how we counter their shit. Chip Kelly thinks he's so smart, and literally year one in the NFL, by the end of year one in the NFL, the entire league figured him out.
I'm like, you had DeMarco Murray, one of the best running backs, come to your team, and you just misused the hell out of him.
Shit the bed. Shit the fucking.
It made no sense.
He traded LaShawn McCoy for fucking Kiko Alonso.
And then LaShawn McCoy had a career again in Buffalo for what, 3-4 years?
Won 2 rings after he left Philly.
Here's the best part about Chip Kelly at Ohio State. Ryan Day takes all the questions. You ain't ever going to hear from Chip Kelly. No.
That's true. You ain't never going to see that motherfucker.
You can have Ryan Day up there trying to figure out what to say about Chip Kelly.
And if it works in Ohio State for him and that offensive blows up, he's going to get all the credit. And he's going to get set up for another head coaching job somewhere if it's not replacing Day.
And if it doesn't, they fire him and they pay him for it. So it's a win situation for him, basically.
It's a win because the offense will be better with him calling than Ryan Day calling.
Absolutely.
But the mistakes because of his analytical calling will cost them, which will then move him to head coach and allow another offensive type mind come in. They'll be in a fucking shamble for years. I can't wait. Especially after all this money, because they'll never do it again. If they don't get a natty out of this, them donors aren't going to drop.
We're going to hear
aren't going to drop $16 million for the next 5 years.
We're going to hear players' introductions that are from Ohio State go from the Ohio State to Ohio State.
And then old boy leaving Phoenix something. I'm never going to remember his name now. How do you leave Michigan to go play for Ohio State? Are you fucking
the only worst decision be is if he worst decision would be if he left Michigan to go to Michigan State and play.
Yeah. I think that'd be better.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, it's something different, dude. It's something different about Ohio State.
I knew Michigan fans and Ohio State fans. You guys hate each other. There's this giant rivalry going back to the dawn.
I picked him up in Alaska when it was 40 below because it was illegal not because I wanted to. I would have made you walk 100%. I swear to God.
That's hilarious.
All right, you guys want to break down some of the halftime show here? So we got a minute.
Let's transition right in. Let's. You guys could go ahead and jump on that halftime show.
I want everybody. I'm going to put this in the middle of the screen. I want everybody's opinion on this outfit. All right, what do we?
Please, don't do this to me.
Oh no, we're gonna do Usher and Alicia Keys first.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Yep.
All right, guys. Is he wearing a fucking women's wedding dress? What the fuck's going on?
That looks like a garment that they got off a window.
It's Wish.com. Timu. Is this Timu? Did Timu fucking give the outfits
No,
to him?
Timu's too good for that shirt. That's some Kmart Blue Light Special sexy grandma shirt. That's
Hey,
crazy.
man, I will give him credit. He is still in shape, and he still looked the same. I'll give him that much credit.
His case of herpes obviously hasn't affected his work ethic.
Listen, put the picture back up. Listen, we had a hit song together, but don't touch me. I don't want the clap.
She's get the fuck off of me, you dirty bitch.
But he tried to reach in and do the old reach around, and she looked like she was uncomfortable just a little bit.
Yo,
the whole time I was like, don't do Janet. Don't do Janet.
I
looked at
I was the opposite, and I was like, please do Janet. Please,
I looked at Maya because they were talking about it, like his little residency that he had in Vegas. I looked at Maya. I was like, "Listen, I swear to God, if his body touched your body, there's gonna be a dead body."
There's gonna be a dead body.
Did you see those memes? Some dude on Twitter had posted a meme of Swiss Beats with a 50 caliber sniper rifle, and in his scope is just Usher. It's so fucking funny.
This is. I'm gonna say this respectfully, and this is the thing that might get me in trouble. And I get it, and I'm sorry for anybody that might hate this, but it's like everybody's trying to be like this savior for Alicia Keys. She's a homewrecker.
Yeah,
right, I'm gonna tell you guys.
She's got a very successful.
She's a homewrecker.
All right, here you go. I'm telling you right now, when I saw freaking Jermaine Dupri coming out like Angus fucking Young, looking like he's a goddamn pilgrim, I was losing my fucking shit. And then you got Luda with the goddamn Mario Brothers moon boots on out here, and Usher's wearing a goddamn Call of Duty fucking armor. What the fuck's going on with this picture here?
Listen, the only thing, first of all, Will.i.am, I thought it was Kanye West at first.
I thought it was, I swear to God, it was Kanye West. I told my wife, I was like, don't even worry about it. That's Kanye West.
And Will.i.am was there?
Yes, that's the guy with.
Oh shit!
Oh my God,
bro!
Next to
I would
CeeLo.
Never.
Listen, I thought it was CeeLo Green too, and I was like,
next
babe,
to
I was
CeeLo.
like, that's Jermaine Dupri and his big old milk dud head.
Oh my God! I swear to God, that was CeeLo Green.
The dude is. You know what, Pat?
Like,
you
what
were
do you
100.
on?
I'm just
Pat,
jealous
you
of
were the
Luda's
co-
hair. I want my beard to be able to fluff like that, bro.
Pat, you were that description of Jermaine Dupri Angus Young comparison is the fucking
Wednesday.
smartest thing I've ever heard. That's
Wednesday.
fucking. Oh my God!
That's
That's Wednesday from Adam's Family.
It's Wednesday from
That's
Adam's
Wednesdays from Adam's Family. Just went
Fucking
bald.
Jesus.
Oh,
Look,
God.
I didn't watch the halftime show because, like I said, I was smoking weed. I didn't give a shit.
It
But
was a
it's
good
Usher.
show.
I'm a fan of Usher. Like I have
Yeah.
most of his shit on my Apple Music, but
Yeah.
I don't
good
give a
show.
shit. I don't
Now
care. Like
you missed a hell of a solo by her on the guitar. Her
Who?
little
I
her.
don't know who the
her.
fuck that is. I don't know who that is.
Her.
If you look her up, you'll know who she is. But
Yeah.
Her.
she, it's literally H.E.R. That's her
Her.
name.
Her.
American singer song.
And she had a
Like-
solo on for one of his songs while he was changing his clothes. And I tell you, bro, she
It felt like Carlos
destroyed
Santana.
it. It was.
It felt
a
like Carlos
monster.
Santana, bro.
I'm sorry, I just got nauseous. I was 11 years old when she was born. I'm sorry. I feel.
I'm like, we're all old here. There's nothing to shy away from.
I give her. I definitely give her that. It screamed Carlos Santana.
It was very good.
Okay, I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah. If you
I've
look
never
at
heard-
any part of that show, go look up
Hers.
her solo.
Yeah.
Her solo.
Hers solo. And she walked out there and this is my halftime show, bitch. Step aside.
Yeah. Hey, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, that's what she did. She walked out and she's like,
Legit.
she was
Right.
gonna overshadow him big
Yeah.
time. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was good.
No beef with the halftime show. I was just
So-
ready when he took his shirt off. I was ready to see all the people that are gonna start complaining. Oh my God, the kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Did we notice the Deadpool 3 trailer? Did y'all get to see that?
I did not see it until this morning, and I was like, when did this happen?
Did
And
you
I
guys
got-
see?
I got-
Did you guys see
I
what?
got goosebumps inside.
It's the very first commercial, and it
I-
didn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
a tag or nothing. It was just trailer online now.
Yep.
For
It blew up on
7 minutes,
Twitter.
bro. I was
It
like,
blew up
what
on
the
Twitter more
fuck?
than anything, I think.
What's that?
Did you guys
It
see
blew
the?
up on- it blew up on X more than anything, I think.
Yeah.
Did you guys see
Well,
the
that's the
Twitter
first place
post?
I found it.
Did you see the Twitter post that Hugh Jackman made where it said instead of Deadpool and Wolverine, it said Wolverine and asshole?
Yeah. It was funny. I'm really excited.
Movie, man.
This might be the movie that might put Marvel back in this
it's
little
got-
hump that they've been
over
in.
the hump a little bit.
Yeah,
got
because it's
great
just been
potential.
this little roller coaster with the
I mean,
shows and the movies.
It's forcing me to go back and watch what I've missed because they're utilizing the TVA significantly, which means I'm going to have to go watch Loki, and I'm going to have to
Don't
go watch
sleep
the
on
couple
Loki,
before.
man. Don't
Yeah,
sleep.
No,
you'll
I heard
enjoy
Loki
it.
was really good. I'm
Don't
excited
sleep
for
on
Loki. I'm
Season-
excited for Loki.
The
I
second
like-
season's already out for Loki.
I
Yeah.
liked season 1 better than I like season 2,
Mhm.
but season 2 is still a really good show.
Yeah.
It's not
Well, I've
Captain
got
America
material.
It's
and
not like
Winter
a tell-all
Soldier.
type stuff, but
No.
Halo just came out too with season 2.
Oh, I
don't
can't
care what
wait
no-
to watch that.
I don't care what anybody says. I am excited for Halo season 2.
I love
Yo,
it, dude. I
Halo
love
season 1
Halo.
was
And
fucking
I
I
amazing.
was
thought it was
super pissed when I
fantastic.
heard that it was about Reach. I was like, no, everybody dies on Reach. You can't end this on season 2. I'll kill you
Listen, but the
all.
fact that it took him so long, I thought that it was over until I saw the teaser trailer. I'm like,
Theoretically,
it's
not
coming
really.
back.
Yeah. So, but it turns out what we're actually getting is day 1 after Reach.
Damn.
So
So this is when
everyone's
the action comes.
so this is the recovery of Reach and life after Reach, and
Well, I'm here.
which means this thing might go for 20 seasons. As
Oh,
long
they're
as
gonna
Paramount doesn't
they're
get
small
up the
playing
ass,
it,
this will
bro.
go for
They're
20
small playing
seasons.
it.
Bro, the guy who plays Master Chief,
Yeah.
I love him.
you talk about
Yeah,
he really deserves an Emmy. Season 1 was
yeah.
the dude
And,
to
and
go.
my,
he
and my
went
heart
from-
is hurting right now. The way him and Cortana had to be integrated, fucking
Yeah.
made into one.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't think of words.
You
I
do
don't get on
realize
the
that's
Dean's for sure.
99% AI.
What's that?
That's AI. That's
Yeah.
not.
Cortana.
Still
Yeah.
hurts though.
No, all of it's AI. Like they utilize 99% of the Super Bowl commercials were AI. Can we not talk about the Messi commercial?
I
We're
don't
going to
know.
talk about.
Oh, that stupid ass Michelob
Yeah,
Ultra bullshit.
Ultra. Hey, good for
No,
her,
no,
man.
Charles. Can we get the audio? We got to get the audio. This is the best. That's not even really messy, isn't it?
Are you
It's
are you
AI
getting
messy.
are you getting a Woody over there, Pat?
That-
Pat, are you getting a little
No.
Woody?
The exact opposite of Woody. I'm
No,
getting less wood here from the
I think-
Michelob Ultra commercial.
I think Pat is in what we call in the editing industry the uncanny valley, where something is just close enough to be real, but your brain sees it and you're like, "That's fucking what the fuck is that?" Shit?
Wow.
Here's the thing, Mike. I told you I like production value. We don't have the greatest production value, but I would like to present my best. If I get hired for a
For
commercial,
$7 million,
I'm gonna-
it better be the best.
how much do you
Better be
think
the
they paid him? How much
30.
they
This is
paid
the thing.
for it?
30 seconds was $7 million for a 30-second.
I bet you got $1 million just to say.
And this is the thing.
Oh,
That's
my
just
God.
$7 million just to get the slot. You're still paying. How much money are you paying to make the commercial? That's another what, $2-3 million just to make the commercial?
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
You're at least putting out $10 million for all this.
We're
It
gonna
better
watch the
not
whole
be
thing.
stupid.
And it was stupid as shit. It was.
We're gonna watch it.
Oh God, I fucking hated it so much. His face didn't look right. Like,
This is so weird. Xbox widgets notifications. Halo Season 2 on Paramount Plus. Thanks,
Oh,
computer.
thanks,
Thank you for
computer,
letting me know.
for listening to my conversation.
Stop
Oh,
listening
Very
so
good.
hard.
Hey, while he's looking this up, I do want to give a
No, I'm
huge
ready.
shout out for everyone to check on their Raiders fans' friends. All night last night, they had to witness the Chiefs logo on one of their end zones. And to this day, Patrick Mahomes is still undefeated in that stadium. Your Raiders friends are not doing okay
And
today.
they celebrated a Super Bowl victory in your stadium,
They are
in your
not
locker room.
doing okay
I got it
today.
rolling. I got it ready
Do it.
here. You got
All
it
right,
ready?
here we go.
All right.
But we don't have anything to do with Michelob Ultra for all of our listeners out there.
No sponsors by Michelob.
Not even a little bit.
Ah,
Oh Lord. That was it?
that was only part of the commercial. Let's watch the whole commercial.
I was like, that's a waste of shit.
I was like, yeah, that's not it.
They paid for 60 seconds. They spot.
Is he saying hello? What the fuck is he saying?
He's saying hola, yeah.
He's saying hola.
Maybe a different beer? Okay, be right back.
Yeah,
Yeah, right there. We got it. He sounds like a drunk guy walking into a bar that's had like freaking 13 already. What do you want? What do you want?
I picked up on this train. I'm the guy in this podcast who learns how to say hello in other languages and sounds like a 7-Eleven character with Danish.
Charles,
So,
the problem, I think what all of us can agree on is the problem isn't that he's a foreigner trying to speak English. The problem is that he's a millionaire soccer player that's probably done a million different countries' interviews, and he should have better fucking English than.
The big
he's
issue
never
is,
been in America. He's in Argentina. And he's never been around English, dude.
You don't think he's ever been around English?
Yes,
No.
has. He's been to Europe.
Oh, come on.
There's
now.
no way on this earth that he hasn't had to have an English interview.
Yeah,
Or
he has
yeah.
English.
Well,
sure.
it's how he's had interpreters. I blame Michelob Ultra on this one. Yeah,
Oh
you could
no,
have done
100%
better. You
sure.
could have done way
Oh,
better.
for
they
sure.
spent
You could have
$14
voice over
million
the motherfucker.
on this crap.
You could have
You know,
voice over them.
Do you know how you make it? Do you know how?
I
Do you know
know.
how
At
you
least
make
say it in
instantly better?
Spanish.
Do you know how you make that commercial instantly better?
Oh.
Don't let him talk. Don't let him talk.
That's what I'm saying.
True.
You don't need him to
Just
talk.
point
it's
at
messy.
it or something.
He's
It's like,
messy. Yes,
That
he's.
guy.
I don't look. I don't watch soccer.
Be
I
that
have.
guy.
Dude, you are being that guy right now.
I don't watch soccer. I know who Messi is.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
the
need to hear him
jersey
talk.
behind me.
Yeah. I don't need to hear him. It's so fucking stupid.
I didn't even know what he sounded like until then, to be honest.
100%. I had no idea.
I'm like, he's an icon. Just not take it away from him, but sir, don't
yeah.
talk anymore.
The dude
Oh, we're
talks
gonna-
like a
we're-
turkey.
We're all gonna get smoked for this, but it's definitely gonna be good content for sure.
You're gonna get smoked for this. Not me. I'd
Listen,
say
what's your
he
views
sounds
at
like
this
a
point?
7-Eleven dude when I'm talking Danish.
Listen,
so.
how can you cancel somebody that doesn't have anything to worry about?
I was
I
about
got
to say,
nothing to worry about. You
look,
cancel me,
part of
cancel
the
me.
Part of the heat checks theme is come get the smoke.
I'm
ready
ready
for
for
it.
nothing.
Oh, there's plenty of smoke.
I got all the time
We
in the
ready
world.
for it.
There's plenty of smoke, but Messi's out of
That was like, what happened?
People are gonna listen to
All right,
this
listen, we're gonna
podcast.
move on.
People are gonna listen
move
to this
on.
audio podcast and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with these four?"
Well,
We're
the one
nut
up in the
jobs.
corner's got a speech impediment. That guy's got a speech impediment.
That guy.
Anyways, so, moving on
That guy
from
might have a
poor
little
guy
bit
who
of the
can't speak
tism.
English.
Got a little bit of the tism.
Today was a sad day for the NFL GOAT conversation, and I'm just gonna mention this shortly because I want to segue quickly into the NBA. But I'm hearing way too many people comparing a 28-year-old who's only been in the league for
7 years, 7 years, 6 years as a starter.
The 6 years as a starter to Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like, cool your fucking jets. Shut up. The dude's got way more football left to play. And Tom
Is
Brady,
he making a conversation to be the GOAT at the end of his career?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But
Well,
a
let's
lot can
calm
happen
down.
between now and then.
Let's
The
calm
dude
down.
could step on a rock and at Disneyland and break
Look
his
what
ankle
happened
and
to
never
old
be the
boy.
same.
What was his name on the 49ers coming back into the field? He tore his Achilles. Just
Oh,
trying to
Greenlaw, yeah.
Greenlaw. Listen,
Greenlaw.
crazy
Here-
stuff happens.
Here's prime example number one. Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought he was going to be the next. What happened to him? His career ended up in what, though, for the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
And I think he went to the Lions for. Where did he
Honestly,
Lions,
go?
if Adrian
Seattle,
Peterson would have played for
Seattle.
anybody other than the Vikings, he would have had the career everyone had wished for him.
Well, Charles, we had talked about this. The fact they didn't let him break the record, I think, is what
4 fucking
bothers a
yards
lot
away.
of people.
4 fucking
That's
yards away.
crazy to me.
I'll never forget that.
And that
This
wasn't.
is-
You can't tell me. You never convinced me that was a personal decision.
We had a chance to make the play. Shut up.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. That's some bullshit. Yeah. No, I don't want
He
to.
had a running back with over 2,000 yards. You should shut the fuck up.
You let him.
I think here's the thing. I think Patty Mahomes is making a case as the best quarterback playing in the league currently. I think he's undisputedly that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I do not. His 3 Super Bowls in this short of a time is impressive.
Without a doubt.
But we're talking about a totality of a man's career who went to who won
And
7 Super Bowls
he
and
went to 10 Super Bowls, right?
He started 10 Super Bowls.
So
And won
until
7.
until we get to Patrick Mahomes has started 8 and won 6. Calm down.
I mean, he's got
This
3.
is how I'm going to say
he's got 3 in 5 years. Awesome.
This is how I'm going to end this whole conversation.
Yes,
this is how, it's over. Tom Brady, as a player, has more Super Bowl rings than teams as an organization does. Period.
I mean, the Saints have 1.
No, I'm just saying, like, the Pittsburgh Steelers have 6 as an organization.
Yeah.
He, as a player, has 7. There's not an organization that has as many rings as this man.
Yeah.
I think the GOAT conversation needs to be put on hold for at least another 5 years.
You gotta let this man finish his
You
career.
gotta let him cook.
If he gets another 4 in the next 6 years, and he has 7 in, let's say, a 10-year span, it's undoubtedly, because now you done got 7 rings in a 10-year span. That's ridiculous.
Technically, with that, he'll have 7 rings before his second contract expires.
So he's definitely right now playing. There's nobody touching him. Shannon Sharp said it best. There's a greater distance between first and second than there is second and fifth.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
There's nobody touching this man.
So segueing. Oh, go ahead.
No, he said something gay, and he didn't want to sound gay.
Oh, I see it. But so now making the motion from the GOAT conversation in the NFL to the GOAT conversation in the NBA. So now here's the thing. I believe truly that there are more people who think LeBron James hasn't surpassed Michael Jordan than there is who think that he has. Would either of you or anybody in here agree or disagree?
You mean surpassed him as far as?
Yes, I can see that Jordan's behind you. Absolutely. You'll love this question. You'll love this question.
Okay, you're talking about GOAT status, like, 'cause I think Mike is feeling the same thing I'm feeling on this. You're telling me that he surpassed him as in what?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't think
the GOAT.
I think
we start talking with right. And I'm not saying LeBron James is the GOAT. My question with this is pretty simplistic. If it isn't LeBron James, then who is it ever going to be?
Nobody.
Not a goddamn soul.
Here's the thing, right? Everybody talks about the GOAT conversation. But we have to talk about different people when you're talking about the GOAT, right? Who's the most accomplished basketball player in the history of the sport?
Michael.
It's not Michael Jordan.
No.
If we're talking about, it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
In theory, yes.
So this is what I'm saying. Listen, you can pull and point at different people for GOAT. But if we're talking about the single player who impacted the game of basketball on a different level than any player has ever touched the game globally, no one will ever touch.
You go play in traffic.
Nobody will ever.
If we're talking about a global reach that changed the game of basketball,
Steph Curry
can't even fucking kiss my ass,
dude. Look,
listen, no, because now if you're only simply going with if one of the major things in this pie is global reach and global brand, because of today's social media's access. That title is Stephen Curry.
I can see what that, but what I mean by
Jordan's
that is
reach without it was unobtainable. I should
have said global impact. Like he changed
he
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan,
we're not talking
absolutely,
about that part right now.
Michael Jordan absolutely changed the game of basketball. Some say for worse, some say for better, whatever the case is, right? But I don't think
so. Has LeBron James? LeBron James
not
is
on the level
reason the NBA created and then got rid of super teams.
This is the thing. I'm not going to take away from LeBron James, and I'm going to do this like I've done with any conversation that I've had with people when we talk about the GOAT. Okay. I'm going to take away from what Mike said. Absolutely, every era it's different because the rules have changed, the game has changed, the style of play has changed in every era. There's something always getting taken away or something's getting added. You know what I'm saying? It's changed, it's evolved, and the players have to evolve with the changes. However, the thing about I don't like Kobe as RIP. He's still Undeniably, I will give that man his flowers, whether he was alive, if he was still here or not.
Right.
I will.
We
still
all
give
grow
Kobe
up going, Kobe.
Like Kobe he's still that guy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, they may have Kobe, but he didn't have a song. I want to be like Mike.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
And then again, none of these wonderful human beings would have the shoe deals that they have if it wasn't for Mike.
Absolutely, 100%.
Mike, and this, again, and I'll tell this to everybody that's listening: if LeBron is your GOAT, that's your prerogative. I will not take away from your GOAT. My GOAT, and not just because I'm from Chicago. These are just the facts. The man, the way he prepared and studied the game is different. LeBron James is built different. The man is a monster. Undeniably one of the most outrageous human beings as an athlete known to mankind.
I believe I can fly.
I just don't see how it's two different eras. One, they're two different positions. Two, they're two different complete sizes.
Space Jam.
LeBron James is 6'8", 265 pounds. Michael Jordan is 6'6", 190, 210 pounds, give or take, depending on the year that you're picking. But again, I know people hate this fact, but it's undeniable. 6-0 is a lot better than 4-6.
100%. And the conversation is right there with Tom Brady, which is why the question then floated into my mind, because I don't think it is LeBron James. I really don't. I think as much as LeBron James has done for the game of basketball, he arguably did just as much against the game of basketball. Super teams ruined the NBA for a minute, caused a creative tornado that we're now dealing with the aftermaths of because of it. Thank God for the Golden State Warriors, to be honest with you. If it wasn't for Steph Curry and what he did, the NBA might be in a hell of a lot of trouble. But
yeah, I think the thing with the super team is this. It's smart as shit for players to do, right? Like that Golden State Warriors run that they went on.
Ohio State's doing it. If you can't beat them, pick up everybody you can to try and beat everyone.
Absolutely. It's look, I will be completely honest. I don't think Kevin Durant would ever got a ring if it wasn't for him joining the Golden State Warriors. Of course
he would. No. Even though he has had one of the most unluckiest, rules have changed for him and against him. The only reason he has a championship is because some rules allowed him to go to Golden State. But yeah, besides all of that, I don't know what he's done since. You want to know who's
impacted the game more than anybody?
Who?
Jerry West?
No, Shaquille O'Neal. Dude, they had to reinforce the backboards because of this guy. They had to change the way the fucking backboard and the rim is made. Because
he was nut hugging everybody.
Who was that Mad Dog idiot on ESPN?
I still can't believe 85% of Orlando's population said they wanted him gone.
That's crazy. No, the dude Mad Dog who does
Anthony Hardin's nits.
The dude Mad Dog did First Take with Stephen A.
Yeah.
And was talking to JJ Redick and said Shaq was not a top 5 center in the league ever in history.
JJ Redick or
no, this dude Mad Dog. This dude Mad Dog said it
on ESPN.
On ESPN.
Did JJ eat him up?
Oh yeah, everybody.
Stephen A. They all looked at him like, "Ain't no way that you said that out loud."
Stephen A. was like, "Look, I'm gonna pretend I didn't just hear what I just heard." Because he was like, Clyde Drexler was better than Shaq. And Stephen A was like, what are you talking about? Shaq is the most dominant center in the history of big
Moses
men.
Malone, Julius Erving, everybody was like, I could probably put Shaq at 6 or 7. I'm like,
that's so
the only two names that he said that I could see them being better, he said Kareem and Wilt.
Ask him where Ducksworth was.
Ducksworth.
But this is the same guy that said that if Arizona makes it to the playoffs,
he played for. Paul knows.
Oscar Robinson was playing against firefighters, though.
Yeah,
Duckworth.
We can play this game with every sport. There was actual tennis players who were out there playing against.
I think in the NBA, the greatest chance for somebody to become a GOAT was LeBron. I think his personality was the reason why. I think Jordan was just a more likable person. If we're being honest, I think Jordan was a more likable person.
I think we're also living in a whole different time. Like now is such a time where when you look, I grew up in Virginia. I didn't grow up anywhere near Chicago, but when
Right.
Bulls games were on when I was growing up, my entire family sat down and watched Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and Steve Kerr and Luke Longley
It
and
was a sin in
Kukoc.
our house not to do
And
it.
and
Well,
and
I'm a Bad Boys fan, and for me to say Jordan's the GOAT,
that's a huge thing.
It
Yeah,
hurts a little bit.
That's a game-changing. That's a fan-changing statistic, right?
considering
Tom
y'all
Brady
have
does the same thing in the NFL.
that Bad Boys lineup, I think is probably my favorite NBA.
The only
lineup
reason
of
the
all
Dream
time.
Team wasn't the dreamiest team was because of a dispute between Jordan and Mr. Thomas.
So
Oh,
is the
man.
greatest
Mr. Worldwide.
championship ever won still Kurt Warner, bag and grocery boy, arena football man, beating the Tennessee Titans in the Super Bowl and being the greatest show on turf? Is that still the greatest Super Bowl win of all time? Because the dude seriously had zero talent after he left the fucking NFL.
Is that the best Super Bowl win?
Actually, you
I'm
probably
thinking
know
it
the
is
wildest win
because
of all time was
I think
the Jets
story-wise-
only. The Jets only Super Bowl win.
Story-wise.
I think
mean,
story-wise, it probably has to be up there.
Because
Just
had
'cause of-
Purdy won, it probably would have been Purdy, right?
Hold up.
Super Bowl number 3.
Super Bowl 52 is pretty. Look, I know I'm biased because I'm an Eagles fan, but Carson Wentz playing at an MVP level, getting hurt in the game versus the Rams, and then the playoff run and Super Bowl win that Nick Foles went on.
But
It's
do you
got to
think
be.
that-
It's
I
got to
think
be
you got-
top 5.
But do you think that
I
team
think-
would have won regardless of who was quarterback? Because I think their defense kicked the shit out of whoever they played.
I think the Giants wild card game coming in and destroying the undefeated streak probably has to be
That's
just because of the catch.
The Super Bowl where the
the
Patriots
helmet
lost.
catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giselle screaming in the box, "My husband can't throw the ball and
Oh, my
catch it at
God.
the same time."
Yeah, at least he wasn't asking for a
And then Nick Foles did it in the Super Bowl. So I'm just saying.
No,
There's been some-
Philadelphia any of that too. I'm sorry, those are great games, but I can't give Philadelphia any of that.
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm
What
not
the
even
fuck
talking
are you
about any
talking
Green
about?
Bay Super Bowl, bro.
Are
I
you-
mean,
Hold on,
Jets,
wait,
the
wait,
Super
wait,
Bowl
wait,
3,
wait,
the Jets
wait,
versus
wait.
the Colts, bro.
Hold on, wait.
That
This
game
is
in its
we're
own
talking
sense.
about. We're
That's gotta
talking
be the
about.
largest upset of all time.
We're talking about an Eagles team who was 14-3, who the media said Atlanta was going to walk right through in the first round, and we spanked them. Who we went into Minnesota 38-7 and spanked the number 1 defense in the league with a backup quarterback. I mean, spanked them 38-7.
That's a
first down.
story. That's a story. But if we're just talking
The
about
best
Super Bowl in
the
itself,
best Super Bowl win has got to be the Eagles for the buildup. Period.
bro, the Kansas City buildup this year was the same as that Philadelphia.
No,
situation.
it wasn't. They had Patrick Mahomes. We had Big Dick Nick. It's different. Patrick Mahomes, you're talking about with Brady. Would you ever compare Nick Foles to Tom Brady? Ever?
Would you ever compare Nick Foles to Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy can't hold Nick Foles' jockstrap.
You don't think so?
Out of here. Hell no.
Listen,
Let me ask you.
Mike,
Wait. Let me ask this question before you ask.
Yes.
Do you think Brock Purdy will ever have a season where he throws 27 touchdowns versus 2 interceptions? Because Nick Foles did it.
Yes,
well, he had more touchdown passes.
100%, I believe, with everything inside of me that Brock Purdy.
Cannot hold Nick Foles' jockstrap.
Mike,
he couldn't tie his shoes.
Mike,
period. Point blank.
You're a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
You're supposed to say those outlandish things.
You're telling me. If you guys are legit telling me that you think Brock Purdy is better than Nick Foles, I'm leaving.
100%. Without a doubt.
Before you go, bring your little ball-headed ass back.
Bro, statistically, the only thing Nick Foles has,
sir, Nick
is a
Foles
Super
is
Bowl
a glorified backup.
Damn, dude.
He just happened to start with a good defense.
You're talking about a quarterback who lost the Super Bowl versus a quarterback who came in 3/4 of the way of the season gone, came in, ate the number 1 defense alive.
You asked me if I thought Brock Purdy was better than Nick Foles.
Brock Purdy,
the Super Bowl game was better.
Brock Purdy couldn't do anything that Nick Foles did on that Super Bowl run.
Statistically, Brock Purdy just did something Nick Foles has never done outside of the touchdown to interception.
Yeah, and statistically, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, and Brock Purdy will never get back to a Super Bowl.
What?
Brock Purdy will never see a Super Bowl again.
Dude,
who's going to beat him
win the
next year?
Super Bowl next year? They're the best team in the NFC right now.
Brock Purdy will never get back to a Super Bowl.
Oh,
Mike.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. That's your way too early NFL prediction.
Well,
Bro,
there you go.
y'all are
Okay.
tripping. If y'all are really think Brock Purdy is a better quarterback than Nick Foles,
Yes,
after
dude.
y'all are
So
so
hold on, Mike. Let me
this
ask
is
you
the
this
crazy
question.
shit about what Philly athletes get all the fucking time. All the time.
Let me
all
ask
the
you a question,
fucking
Mike.
time.
Let me ask you a question, Mike.
That's
Let's
crazy.
take you a drink real quick. Take your drink. Go ahead. Sip it in.
Mhm.
Taste it. Enjoy it.
Go
Now
what?
let's think about this rationally. Take away the fact that you're a Philly fan. Hold on before you start throwing shit. If you had a choice to build a team around Brock Purdy or Nick Foles, you're gonna sit here at 8:17 on a Monday night, February 12th, and you're gonna pick Nick Foles over Brock Purdy.
Okay.
Say it
I
with a
know how
clean
we
face.
can. I know how we can fix this. There is a simulation app, and we should run them through it with the same team. All right, we give Nick Foles to the 49ers, and we'll see where he goes. I gotta find this thing because I know this is actual thing. Their stats are pretty comparable, actually.
Look,
but
I
obviously
know
over seasons.
I know I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Eagles fan. Period. But Brock Purdy cannot hold Nick Foles' jockstrap.
Bro,
And
he's a less than 1 touchdown to interception ratio quarterback.
It doesn't
for his
matter.
career.
You know why he can't hold Nick Foles' jockstrap? I'll show
If
you.
you say because he won a Super Bowl,
Dude, he did win that Super Bowl. Nick
the fuck
Foles
are you
in no way
talking
won that Super Bowl.
What are you talking about?
That Eagles defense was mean.
No, they weren't. That whole game, the defenses on the Patriots and the Eagles sucked. Do you guys not remember Super Bowl 52? If it
I
wasn't
remember
for
Nick Foles' career.
bro,
It is nowhere near a projection that is Brock Purdy in season 2.
Bro, you were tripping. Nick Foles.
No, I'm not. Brock Purdy has made it to the Super Bowl twice. He's been in the NFC Championship.
No. He made it to the Super Bowl how many times?
Once.
Once. He didn't
the
make
NFC
it to the Super Bowl
Championship
last
game
year.
2 times. I'm sorry. He's only been in the league for 2 fucking years.
Doesn't matter. You know what Nick Foles done that Brock Purdy hasn't done is he won a Super Bowl ring. I will say that Brock Purdy is better than Nick Foles the second he gets a ring. Until then, Brock Purdy cannot hold Nick Foles' jockstrap. He can't tie his shoes, and he's not worthy. He is not worthy to be in the same conversation.
Is he the worst quarterback ever to have a Super Bowl ring then?
Joe Namath.
Because he has the worst stats of any quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl.
No, what was that?
Yeah, Nick Foles is a terrible quarterback.
Kind of weird.
What was that Washington? What was that Washington? The backup quarterback in Washington who won the Super Bowl?
Right.
Back in the
Hold on,
Nick Foles is a backup
I'm going to get us all back on track here.
Look, everybody watching and everybody listening is going to give me shit for this, and I don't care. This is a hill I will.
Are you talking about Mark Rippon?
Yes. This is a hill.
I give you credit. It's one hell of a mountain to die on, man.
This is the hill that I will die on. Brock
You're gonna message us a little later on and go, bro, you can't put that clip, and it'll be too late.
Nope. No, I want you to put everything that I'm saying about Nick Foles and Brock Purdy. Y'all clip it up and put it, and please tag me all over the fucking place.
We love you to death.
And tag the Niners and tag everybody.
Nick Foles is never good. World.
He went a season and threw 27 touchdowns and 2 picks.
Dude, his career touchdowns is 82. His career interceptions is 47.
Hold on, we got a list. Of other people actually chiming in here, not just us. Hold on, let's check this out. I have not looked at it yet, but let's check it out. Worst quarterbacks ever won a Super Bowl. This is someone else's opinion. Oh shit, why did it roll on to 8? Number 10, Joey Namath.
He should be number 1.
Number
his stats in the Super Bowl.
If there was one game in the NFL, it was Super Bowl 3.
Hold on here. Mark Rippon, Ken Stabler. Look at it. Look at old.
Look at those fucking sideburns, bro.
Look at that guy.
Those sideburns.
Man, John Madden wins a Super Bowl.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, it was just Brad Johnson.
Hold on, wait.
Absolutely.
I want to see.
Did you see what it said after the fact that he won that Super Bowl? It said what? Super Bowl MVP, right?
Somebody had to win it.
Super Bowl MVP, right? So you're telling me a bum ass quarterback? You're telling me bum ass quarterbacks?
Bro, Brock Purdy is not a bum ass quarterback. Get out of this realm.
He can't win a Super Bowl. He's a bum. He can't win the Super Bowl. He's a bum. He's a bum.
Stop it. Stop it. That is wild. That is wild.
Okay, hold on. So you're saying because he can't win a Super Bowl, he's a bum?
Right? He played better.
So is Dan Marino a bum?
Is Dan Marino a bum?
I hate Dan Marino, so yes. But
is he a bum?
Okay. Oh, God damn. You got
All right.
You can't ask these questions.
Is Phillip Rivers a bum?
Is he better than Jim?
You know how I feel about fucking Phillip Rivers.
Question. Is Phillip Rivers a bum?
You know how I've already told you. I think Phillip Rivers.
So Donovan McNabb's a bum?
Yes, Donovan McNabb was a bum ass quarterback.
Michael Vick was a bum.
So that means Randall Cunningham's a bum.
Yes.
Randall Cunningham, dude, stop.
Look at me. Listen to me.
You're dying on this hill, bro. Why are you dying on this hill?
I'm going to die.
That means Jalen Hurts is a bum too.
That means Jalen Hurts is a bum.
For now, he's a bum.
No.
For now, he's a bum.
No,
until
he
he wins the Super Bowl. This is what I'm telling you. What did I say? I said I will give Brock Purdy his credit when he wins a ring. When Jalen Hurts wins a ring, it's the same thing. So I'm trying to hold the standard to same for everybody, and y'all moving the goalposts.
No, I'm just asking.
We're asking questions, bro.
Thing. I don't think that Brock Purdy's a bum because this is how I see it. This man has been in the league for 2 years. 2 years. Playoffs included, he's only lost 5 games. See,
I'm sorry.
Him going 20, he's lost 5 games postseason and regular season altogether. That makes him a bum? In 2 years, he's gone to the NFC Championship and gone to a Super Bowl. Who else did something similar in the exact same fashion? Patrick Mahomes. And what are we saying? Are we saying Patrick Mahomes is a bum before he won a Super Bowl? Because he made it and lost.
Aaron Rodgers has only won 1.
Aaron Rodgers don't get me started on that fucking guy.
Come on,
I can't wait till next season when we can start ripping on him again.
I know.
The lack of not having him in the playoffs or having him to talk about has been a little bit of a bummer this year for the football.
Aaron Rodgers, to me, this is his thing. Look, okay.
It's just
I say a lot of wild shit. Okay. I'm a diehard Eagles fan, and Nick Foles won Philadelphia its only Super Bowl. So I will die 100% on the hill of defending Nick Foles.
I just don't think that's a hill to die on.
Listen to me. Listen. Here's where I do come back to reality and say, listen, I say a lot of wild shit.
Yeah.
A lot of wild shit.
Yeah.
But
you're an Eagles fan. We cut you slack.
No, it's okay. I say a lot of wild shit. But look, my real feelings on this is this. Brock Purdy knows what it's like to get to an NFC title game and get fucked out of not playing. He got hurt, right? He also knows what it's like to go to a Super Bowl and underperform and lose. You don't think he underperformed?
No, he played better than every quarterback this season against that Kansas City defense, statistically. How can he underperform when he played the best? If San Francisco won, you would have gave Brock Purdy the MVP.
No, Jennings would have got the MVP,
staff, bro.
Jennings would have got the MVP.
So now you have to win a Super Bowl and be the Super Bowl MVP.
Brock Purdy underperformed what the entire media was hyping this motherfucker up to do. Everybody was swearing
he was the only quarterback without a turnover.
Bro, he was supposed to be the guy. Oh, I'm going to throw 3 touchdowns and I'm going to go do this. We've seen all season. Y'all talk about he's only lost 5 games. Cool. I will give Brock Purdy his shit. Cool. Good job. You're a starting quarterback. You're not a franchise quarterback. You're not going to be a franchise quarterback. You're telling me this dude is a franchise quarterback?
This is
I'm legit gonna be.
Let me tell you why he's gonna be a franchise quarterback. Let me tell you why. For one, they traded for Jimmy G a few years back, right? He was supposed to be their savior.
I can hear you right
now. Excuse me, Mike, Mr. Chaos. I know you hear me in them headphones.
Let's move on to F1 news.
I just want to say one thing, Mike. Just let me say one thing. Jimmy G got traded to San Francisco, right? To be the savior of the San Francisco Giants. That's what Kyle Shanahan wanted, correct? Injuries didn't let him. They traded up to get Trey Lance. Trey Lance didn't work out. He has done more in 2 years than what those two previous quarterbacks did in the last 3 and 4 years. He's outperformed everybody. How is he not a franchise quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers? You're telling me if he goes to another Super Bowl and wins it, that he doesn't deserve to get a full contract?
You think this dude is going to get a second contract? Like, you think this dude is going to get...
shitting me?
Bro, are y'all fucking not watching this dude
All three
play?
of us can't be wrong, bro.
Yes, you can.
No, not
Bro.
in this scenario,
if
dude.
if Danny Dimes got a contract, Brock
The only
Purdy
reason
couldn't
he
get a max
can't get a
deal.
contract right now is because he
He's
was
on the rookie
drafted in the
deal.
7th round.
It's his
Yeah, he's
rookie
a
deal.
rookie
He
deal.
has to wait till after next year.
If
Or
he
they
was an
would give him
undrafted
one.
free agent, yeah, it would be a different story.
What is it? Isn't it only if he was a first round pick that he gets
Yeah.
that luxury or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir,
Dude,
I promise you, if they take the division and they get the number 1 seed next year, regardless of how the playoffs go, he is getting a max contract at the end of next year.
Oh, he's a $40 million quarterback.
The
40
Philadelphia
million.
fans want Nick Sirianni gone too, so we can't go too wild on it.
First, I didn't want Nick Sirianni gone. Second off, look, Danny Dimes got a contract because there was no better option for New York. Like they, for some reason, got
better options.
So you don't give $42 million to a no better option.
The fucking Giants did, because when the fuck has
He
Danny
won a
Dimes
playoff
ever?
game and arguably got him to the
He
playoffs.
won-
because-
But they also beat the Vikings. That's not really doing much.
Thank you for saying that. That does not.
This year, the only reason the Giants were who they were because of injuries and the Saquon Barkley situation.
Look,
Fair enough.
I don't care what anybody says. I really don't. Nobody will. You're not going to sway me on this. Brock
You
Purdy.
don't have to. Time.
That's it. No, it never
time
will. It never will. Because next
NFL
year,
is the
because
truth.
next year, because this is what's going to happen next year.
Why
Next
couldn't
year,
Nick Foles do it then?
next year, when his offensive coordinator is gone, half the talent he has is either injured or gone. We're going to see who Brock Purdy really
So
is.
that's a lot of
the
what
same
ifs.
way.
The only
It's not-
definitive
it's
thing
not a
I
what
know
if.
is
It's
Nick
not a
Foles
what
didn't
if.
do shit.
It's not a what if. It happens to every
What
Super Bowl
if these
team.
players get hurt
It's
and he
not a-
doesn't have
it's
all
not
of
a what
this?
if. It's
Okay,
it
so let me
happens
ask you this.
to every Super Bowl team. It happens. It happened to the Eagles. It happened to the Rams. It happened to the fucking Bengals. It always happens.
But they
So
all
let's
have
get
to pay
back
a
to the
quarterback. The 49ers
Let's go back to this Nick Foles shit. So if Nick Foles is such a better quarterback than Brock Purdy, why is he still in the league starting somewhere?
Why? Yeah, if it's so easy to do what Brock Purdy's doing,
If he's
why?
such a good quarterback and he's so much better than Brock Purdy, why isn't he in the league starting, or at least as a backup as a minimum?
After 2 years after winning the Super Bowl, where was he?
In
He
Chicago,
was-
sitting on the bench?
No, he wasn't. 2 years after winning the Super Bowl, he was on a quarterback one
To
salary in
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
And then
So
he got
not on the
traded to
team he
Chicago.
won the Super Bowl with.
No, because he was a free agent and he decided to leave. That wasn't he couldn't hack it.
But how
He
did
got-
that
he
work
got-
out?
I'm done. I'm not talking about this shit. I'm
Mike,
legit-
don't get upset.
There's
It's
just
not. It's
roadblocks.
not. No, it's not. It's not about me getting upset. It's about this. Look at every report that happens to Eagles players, and I'm not.
Bro, we're talking
listen,
about numbers and statistics here,
Give me-
not
give me
about
a
what
second.
everybody does to
Okay,
Eagles fans.
Give me. I don't give a fuck about me as a fan. Listen to the You know what?
No, say it. Say it.
Nope, it's not even. I don't care. I don't give a shit that much. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. I defend my players. Period. Point
Well,
blank.
yeah.
I'm a fan. Okay, I will admit some of the shit I say is a bunch of homer shit to say, but I'm not talking completely out of my dick. I have numbers to back up. Now, listen. All I'm saying is this. I don't even want to talk about it no more. I'm so
Because
fucking.
there are no numbers to back it up.
I'm
bro.
so
Brock
fucking
Purdy-
flustered on this shit.
Brock
doesn't
Purdy
even-
statistically is a much better quarterback. Only
He's
2
not.
years in the
He's
league.
not a better quarterback, dude. He's not
How?
at all.
How? Because he didn't win a Super Bowl and he wasn't Super Bowl MVP?
He's not a fucking better quarterback. He doesn't play better. He doesn't run better. He doesn't
Oh my
throw
God.
better.
Dude, no.
Period.
We poked the bear enough. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know what numbers you're looking at, but everything says otherwise.
Everything except the ring and the Super Bowl trophy and the MVP trophy. If you talk to a player, what is your goal at the end of the year? To win a ring?
So on your list, there's only 40 really good people who have ever played in the NFL.
Okay. You know what, guys? Y'all have a good night.
Mike. I don't know.
I don't understand either. I mean, it's good, but
I think we're gonna end it at about an hour and 8 minutes. We're just not gonna have any of that in there. That'll be for us to talk amongst ourselves about, but the rest of the podcast episode is not going to have that in there because I think eventually he's going to come back and go, "Yeah, I didn't mean to say that." But that's he'll cool off. He'll cool off. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
He'll be back. I hope.
Oh, he'll be back. He's very passionate about the Eagles that we should just steer away from the Eagles. Period.
That's impossible.
This is the thing, and it's not a knock on Nick Foles, and I'm not saying that he was a bad quarterback, but to sit here and say,
to beat on it, yeah,
it's a reach for me, and I'm like, yes, the Super Bowl MVP holds a lot of weight, but it's like the only reason why you were in this position is because Carson Wentz went down. If Carson Wentz didn't go down, who's to say that they would have still won the Super Bowl? He was in the right place at the right time, playing with a very good defensive team.
And it just are the same quarterback minus the Super Bowl.
He had a good year, went to Seattle, and what did he do after that?
Nothing.
And he ended up back in Green Bay being a backup all over again. It's not a knock on Nick Foles. He had a good run in Philly. It worked out that year for him because he got into a system that just worked.
Episode is to be continued at a later date. Please like and subscribe for more content with the boys.